for consciousness in the wrong place. Maybe we shouldn't think of it as something that happens inside of us, in our heads, in our brains, or anywhere else. Let's think of consciousness as something we do, or enact, or achieve, or perform. And like everything else that we do or enact or achieve or perform, we do so in the world, in an environment. I can't swim if there's, we talked about this before, I can't swim if there's no water. The water and its availability is part of that which enables me to be a swimmer. And likewise, the world around me and other people are part of what enable me to perform or enact my experience.
A part of the project was to communicate to lay people the depth of awareness that dancers have. It's not like they're sort of going, and now I do this, and I did it, and, you know, I'm sure it worked down the line, whatever, then, you know. And it's not like the Rockettes, put it that way, you know, where you get a sense that you're, you know, okay.
Even the Rockettes.
Yeah. So, is that that this kind of work is equivalent to, let's say, to orchestral accomplishment, you know? Symphonic work, where Simon Rattle, for example, I saw him a little while ago. And you know, it's kind of a gag, but in the middle of a symphony, he steps away, and the orchestra continues without him. You know, and in that sense, that's what the dancers do. They're in command of the work, yeah, and they're in command of their intentions and the accomplishment of these intentions. And part of the project is to just, how do you say, stir up a little respect for what dancers accomplish. People just think, wow, that was cool. Oh, that's nice. It's pretty. Like, do you have any idea how aware they are? What they're actually trying to do? And working against all the forces of physics, you know, and gravity being their great partner. How they manage in real time this immediacy, you know. So, also, I had the conceit also of people saying, oh, choreography, oh, well, you know, you jump around and people, you know, da-da-da. Is that actually it's a compositional practice?
It reminds me so much of what people say about philosophy. Because after all, people say, what
and that's why we're here.
What has philosophy taught us? Like, what are the findings? You know, we know what the physics has found, and we know what the novelists have produced and the chemists have found, but what has philosophy produced? What's the bottom line?
Well, but the physics without philosophy is also a funky thing.
That
too.
may be true,
Yeah.
but the interesting thing about the philosophy is you don't read a philosophy book to find out what the philosopher believes.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not about the result. It's about the journey. It's about the conversation. It's about the transformation you undergo working towards the result. So I can tell you, well, Descartes thought, I think, therefore I am. But that's nothing. That's just a tagline to a meditation. He said that in the meditations on philosophy, which were actually invitations for each of us to follow a certain meditative process and thus come up to this insight to discover for ourselves. And so there's a weird way in which, you know, you don't measure, you don't have an object for philosophy either. You have books, but philosophy books don't sell well. I mean, you don't measure philosophy's impact by book sales.
But you have salaried positions and you know, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Really, and thank goodness. Whereas you know, I dance, therefore I hurt. You know, I ache. So.